here to talk about vaccines and why it's important to become vaccinated against COVID-19. I'd like to introduce Dr. Theresa Heynekamp. She is a pulmonologist and intensivist here at Loveless Medical Center, and she's going to act as our expert and answer some questions that are commonly asked concerning the COVID-19 vaccine.
So we've actually had significant amounts of data on mRNA vaccines prior to this with previous viruses such as Zika and rabies. We were able to figure out the carrier molecule for the mRNA, which is what helped enable the production of this vaccine and the development of it. So it was actually done over a very long period of time. We just ended up seeing it over a shorter period for the development of the vaccine.
True, we were very lucky that this was able to be produced because the similar vaccine that they're working on that was for MERS. So it was very lucky, but also a great scientific breakthrough for the scientists who developed it.
So it's just like any vaccine that somebody would get. Sometimes people get a sore arm. People can have some muscle aches or some headache has been reported, as well as nausea, vomiting, but everything pretty much gets better within 24 hours. So people have been concerned that there could be long-term effects with something that's new like an mRNA vaccine. It's been very well studied, and people that tend to have a severe reaction, which is again exceedingly rare, would be having those in the first 6 weeks after the vaccine. But to date, there's been nothing that has been shown to be dangerous in this vaccine, and there has been no signals that there was any bad side effects from it long term. So it's impossible for the vaccine to give you COVID. It's not made with any live virus. It's only made with a little piece of the mRNA, which is again not infectious in any way. It basically just instructs your body to make a non-infectious protein to stimulate your immune response. So that's a great question, and people get very concerned about that. This is not genetically altering. mRNA does not get near a person's DNA. It simply instructs your body to make a protein against the virus. There's no evidence that it causes infertility. In fact, women who participated in the Pfizer trial, there were multiple women that went on to have successful pregnancies. So there's a lot of rumors going on that there's fetal tissue in the vaccine, and there's absolutely no fetal tissue contained in any part of the vaccine. So after the first dose of the COVID vaccine, after about 2 weeks of it, you're probably at 50% immunity, meaning you have a 50% less chance of having a severe reaction to or an illness from COVID. After the second dose, 95% of people have a robust response after about 2 weeks, meaning that they have more immunity and less chance of becoming seriously ill or sick from COVID.
So 95% response rate, so that is very, very promising and considerably higher than most vaccines, correct?
It's actually higher than the flu vaccine and is more efficacious than the flu vaccine at preventing COVID or severe illness from COVID. So it would be very unlikely that you don't get a second dose. What may happen is if you end up having to, maybe if the worst case scenario, have a week or two further than originally planned, but the CDC has updated their guidelines saying that as long as you get the second dose within 6 weeks of the first vaccine, it's probably fine. So we just don't exactly know that yet. We don't have the long-term data on that. It may be that we have to take an annual COVID shot along with our flu shot. We just don't know yet. So currently the concerns are that, well, first of all, once you get the vaccine, you still need to wear a mask and you still need to socially distance and wash your hands. The big problem is that most people in our country are not vaccinated yet, there are also potential mutations in the coronavirus, so that it's still possible that until we have everyone vaccinated, we're going to have to continue with these types of protections for ourselves and each other, because it is also possible that even though you're vaccinated, you can still be an asymptomatic carrier. You may be able to spread the virus to someone that's not vaccinated or that doesn't have adequate protection against the virus. So for now, everyone still needs to continue doing all the things that we've been doing until we get everyone vaccinated.
Right, very, very important.